Okie dokie. Oakley dokley, Oakley dokley. What is up, everyone? This is Coffee with Soul. I'm your host. We're going to chat. We're going to talk. We're going to look at some rumors and check out duos and see if it works correctly now. I don't think it does. Oh, well, okay, it does, but with quirks. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Thursday. Hooray! What else am I doing? I think I haven't done my round of collections and stuff. I did do delves off stream. I wanted to like knock them out really quick, get some extra stuff so I can try to upgrade trinkets, I think. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing good and having a great time. When I look at that, happy partner anniversary? Really? Have I been partner for like 1 year? Wow. I don't have dashboards that are telling me that sort of stuff. Hold on. Let me see if it's I want to see. Because I don't even know it. I'm not even seeing it. Oh, check out. Celebrate my partner anniversary with a party hat emo. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Woo woo. Hey, thank you, Twitch. Yes. You don't forget them. Thank you guys for letting me know. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's give a quick hello to some folks. What's up to Arcadius, you're the first person to say hi. What's up to Grim and Trash? To Pandalicious Gaming, to Jay Johnston, to Fictions, and to the rest of y'all, the beautiful digital smiling faces who are going to join us throughout the day. I wanted to go through the rumor mill. So there was this, I guess there was a Reddit thread, and then someone picked it up on Twitter, and they're sharing this survey that's talking about, just kind of like people's thoughts about things for a possible like next thing, the next step for WoW Classic. And a lot of folks are like, "Oh man, give us like Classic Plus and blah blah blah." But I've also noticed that the conversation about Classic Plus, no one knows what they want really, or at least the people who say what they want. You have other people that are like, no, that's clearly not what the players want. They want hadabadabadaba. And then the other folks are like, no, you guys are just like retail tards or whatever. We really want hadabadabadab. So I want to go through this survey because now this is kind of I don't know if this is real or not. This is like almost leak season level stuff. And so maybe we'll just treat it like that. But if this were real, this would be something where Blizzard's just kind of like throwing all sorts of like random stuff at the wall. And we shouldn't really take them seriously anyway. They're just trying to really fan out and try to get just any thoughts out there. So what are they talking about here? They're talking about playable Shamans on the Alliance side. Doesn't seem so bad. Collections, which is cool, but it's like it's limited for seeing collections limited to vanilla. Let's just go with vanilla for right now. It's like, okay, that's cool, because for the most part, later on the collections thing just becomes normal. And I think same thing for collections, I guess. Oh, well, what else? 1v1 duel arenas, the ability to go into special dueling area for 1v1 contests that are viewable by spectators. That's already kind of a thing. People can just kind of ad hoc that. But it's not a special area. And something that I would say is limited for like RP stuff. So you're going to have like streamers hold these events and stuff like that. And that's cool, but that's about it. Thanks, Arcadius. Let's see what else we got. Oh, an early sub from Grim. Hey, thanks, dude. Or at least that's how it looks. I think he subbed yesterday, though. Anyway. New player character models. Character models similar to those used for player characters in modern WoW. Okay. In-game events. New events that offer different small quests and casual gameplay around the world. These would be released between large updates. So they would get time rips and nightfall and that sort of thing. That's basically what it would amount to. Pet battles. They're pretty much adding all the stuff to the modern game. From the modern game to Classic. But then there's only so many pet battles you'd be able to put in anyway, because it's Classic. So there's like 5 pets, something like that. They would need to like add a whole bunch of stuff. Leveling profession improvements, ability to make more usable gear for yourself as you level and be able to craft it at level appropriate trade skill levels. You know, I find that to always be like this very contradictory thing, because WoW players love to level fast, and they will do anything in their power. Not they as in, you know, me super overgeneralizing. They'll do everything in their power to level as fast as they can. So having the leveling profession improvements, it'll help a certain audience, right? It'll help that certain audience who's looking for like just that kind of mid-game sort of vibe, and that's cool. But I have a feeling but that audience feels very narrow compared to folks who just like race to end game, who just love like churning through alts and that sort of thing. New class abilities and spells, brand new class abilities and or spells unique to this version of Classic. Well, we've had, well, okay, no, we didn't. We sort of had that with Season of Discovery, right? We kind of sort of had that. What is this? Asks Zushiba. This is a rumor. This is a rumored survey that was released by Blizzard, so we're not supposed to know about this. But certain players may have gotten a survey that's asking for people's thoughts about this. This is just like a summary of what's being asked for, I think. So I'm kind of taking this with a sack of salt, but I'm just kind of going through for fun, right? So new class abilities and spells. If this is like SOD level stuff, then it's like, oh, okay, no, that's cool. They just kind of like mash things together and kind of like hobble things together based on the tech that they happen to have available. Well, what's on the next page? Honor rewards redesign. More honor rewards away from the original WoW model and towards a more seasonal model. Where new, so again, they're bringing things from the modern WoW token as well, as like I guess a mainstay sort of thing. Class talent adjustments, streamline and improving class talent trees to make weak specializations and classes more viable while still maintaining the overall feel and flow of classic combat. I guess going through like the regular balance tuning and whatnot, like that would be healthy for, I think that would be healthy for the classic game. But it also really strongly reinforces this whole, oh my god, I gotta bring the meta spec and that sort of thing. And that threatens to not feel so great. But at certain levels at least. At least at certain levels. And also consider Classic only has like one difficulty. So while it would help, I don't know what the, how effective would it be, I'm not sure. Account-wide perks and progression systems to allow you to gather points and spend them on account-wide bonuses such as quality of life and convenience, encouraging playing alts, or specializing in specific activities. That's very vague. Very vague. Oh, here's a very specific one. Playable high elves. Playable high elf like race for the Horde and the Alliance. Okay, this is definitely like, they're definitely looking at this as a classic only sort of thing. I'm sorry, as a vanilla only sort of thing. So they're not going to bring anything else in. Revisiting known but unexplored zones. Visiting zones that were a part of Warcraft history but were never playable in original WoW, like Hyjal, Oldham, Gilneas, and etc. That'd be kind of neat. Yeah, known but unexplored zones, that seems cool. I would be wary about unknown zones and like brand new lore that we never like knew about. Although I do find it a little bit distasteful. I've shared this a number of times. I don't want to feel like Blizzard's telling me, oh, you want to experience, this thing in, this World of Warcraft story? You have to play this other version of World of Warcraft in order to experience it. It's one thing to say, hey, hey, classic players, if you want to play the modern game and experience more of the story, cool. Here's the modern game, comes with a subscription. You're cool, unless you want to buy the current stuff, then you got to buy the box, whatever. But it's a different thing to go backwards. It's like, hey, I know you played this game for 20 years, but here's some story that we added in to like the past, which is canonically in the past, but you have to make a new character and go through it in order to experience like this. If there was a way, if anything, if there was a way for us to, either one, just have those things introduced into the modern game at the same time. Yeah, if they did something like that, that'd be kind of cool. Player housing in Classic. Ugh. Instance personalized housing for players and guilds. I like that it's worded like this, because it says, oh, player housing is meant for, like, the upcoming player housing is meant for guilds as well. So that's kind of neat. Achievements for Classic, cool. Achievements for Classic. Now I think about it, how would that be tracked, and how do you and how would that be preserved, like after, like Sod has like all these different things that you've done. What happens later? Do they become like feats of strength? Because as far as I know, Sod's not going to like shut down or anything like that. But yeah, being able to track those achievements, I'm really curious. Cross-realm play, ability to group with friends from other realms for dungeons, battlegrounds, and other stuff. That feels like a thing that they should just switch on after a while. But I know that some folks, they really want to preserve that server feel too. I think Blizzard and gaming just kind of knows that eventually people will stop caring about that. They stop caring about what server, about server identity, and they just want to play with their friends. So I should be wearing one of these. I didn't even know it was my anniversary, dude. I didn't even know. That's kind of cool, because it happened like I guess it's neat that it happened like shortly before my birthday. That's kind of cool. So that means, wait, this means my birthday is going to be next. Okay, cool. So I am going to have a stream on the day of my birthday. So I need to get like a treat. I gotta have myself a treat or something like that. Anyway, moving on. Cross-realm play, we were there. Honor system redesign, a ground-up redesign of the honor system, removing the hard honor cap, making the system more evergreen and continually engaging. That kind of sails over my head, because I don't really do like PvP stuff. War mode, as an alternative to PvP servers, this mode would allow you to opt into PvP in the open world with a toggle in main faction cities. I want that now. What I would love to have is a PvP server, right? Just bring those back. But then PvE servers with the war mode option. I would love to have something like that. I think my guild would hate it, because I'm like, all right, guys, we're going back. We're going back to PvP, to a PvP server. Yeah, people would not be thrilled about that. Yeah, doing something like that would be hugely damaging to the guild. So I probably would just, like, wherever we are, we're just going to stay here. So that would kind of suck. Brand new zones. Okay, now we're crossing the line, in my opinion, at least. As an completely new playable areas with unique lore added to Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. Like I said, if they're gonna bring brand new zones to Classic, they gotta and it's canon. I guess that's an important thing too. If it's canon, then it's got to be added to the main game too, because that wouldn't feel right. New 20-player focused raid dungeons and 40 mans. That's cool. Let them, hey, they gotta have their gameplay, right? Using modern tech. Oh, graphical improvements to lighting, shadows, and surface reflections. As long as it's a toggle. Some people like the old school feel. New trade skills. New primary and secondary professions. So what would they add? What would they add to the classic game? What professions would they need? Or would they just bring stuff from the current game? Like, would they bring in inscription and jewel crafting, that sort of thing? That could be cool. Now, if they were to get archaeology, and then people would flip the hell out. Why am I playing Grizzly Hills music? Because that's where the playlist took me, dude. That's it. What did we say these notes are? This is rumored to be a survey that came from Blizzard that's directed towards like a future classic game mode. Now, from the feel of it so far, it doesn't. I'm not so sure if this is going to be like a big, like a permanent addition to Classic, or is it going to be like a Season of Discovery or a SOD kind of thing? But I don't know. New battleground, new objective-based PvP instance. Again, if they add it to the old one, they gotta add it to the current one. New race and class combinations. New class race combinations. Holy cow! Including those never before seen in Warcraft. I gotta have that parody. If they're gonna have like undead paladins in classic, but not in the modern game, that just wouldn't feel right, you know. Or new class, character classes that are completely new to any version of WoW, as in not Death Knights, Monks, Demon Hunters, or Evokers. Yeah, that would be hugely controversial. Hugely controversial. To have, a class, to have like a unique class. Galifax, thank you. Thank you. What's up, Nabe? Next page. Let's see. 10-player focused raid dungeons. Oh, I think that was like for before they had 20 mans, 40 mans, and 10 mans. Okay. Cross-realm guilds. Cool. Transmog. Transmog in okay, transmogs will only be visible. Okay, I like how they disclaim this here. The ability to change the appearance of your equipped items. Transmogs will only be visible in rested areas, dungeons, or raids, as in no open world PvP or battlegrounds. And that's oddly specific that they added that as a note. And then playable paladins on the horde side. Okay. Who besides Drakthir can't be a priest? Drakthir can't be a priest? Really? I didn't know that. I thought everyone could be a priest. I guess I never thought that through, huh? Or I never thought about that. I thought they could be. Yeah, it's wild. I thought they could. So, Drakthir. Okay. Oh, okay. So no, they can't be priests. Yeah, check it out. Whoa, yo. Is this for classic? No. This is that was a survey that is offering just like all sorts of like crazy ideas and suggestions for people to kind of like think about and give their input on. Why don't we have an end paladins? The Forsaken were once the humans of Lordaeron. That place had paladins. Forsaken can be priests. It's annoying. I think it's just them doing the heavy lifting and just doing it, you know, because especially thanks to the Tears hand quest. I forgot the name of that new order, but thanks to that quest line, the stage is pretty much set. They can do it. It's just they need to do it. That's all. Okay, so I wanted to see if duos works, because there's a bug where, well, there was a fix Blizzard put in, but then it caused a bug, and I want to see if it happened to get fixed. Let me make sure I have like that thing going. So what happens is when you go in, or I guess originally, you were able to get old weapons and whatnot, and they would scale up to item level 619. So I think at one point you were able to take like old legendary weapons and other stuff at like Thunder Fury, and it would scale to the current, to Dastardly Duos stuff. So I think Blizzard fixed that, but by consequence, I guess there's like this bug where if you put on like a shirt, it's going to here it is. The buff that scales your item level will somehow look at the shirt and be like, all right, well, we're going to scale you all the way down to item level 1. So you can see I have like 2.6 million health, like and all the stats of my followers, like that just like takes a dive too. But then when you take it off, then everything should be fine. There you go. Yeah, so everything's fine. Follower people's like their shit goes back up too. That's hella funny. It just goes to show, like, when applying things like hotfixes and whatnot, you never know what's going to happen. It looks like they haven't resolved to fix what's going on yet. Oh well. But at least we have like the workaround. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do the speed thing. And I think I dismissed everyone. I just want to see how far I can get trying to do this. So let me make sure. So that's my usual cooldown thing, and then this for defensives. Oh, that didn't do it. Oh shit. Oh wait, it's not even firing off my Alright. So let me make sure my macros are working. Okay. You didn't save. Cool. Oni, hey, what's up, dude? Alright. Game sounds are kind of on, right? Kind of on. Good enough. Alright. So let's see how I do this time. So focus on these dudes. Mostly the attendant. Then see if I can get like any extra score. But I'm playing as Lightsmith at the moment. So maybe Lightsmith, maybe it's not the best play, but I'm going like very defensive with my build right now too. Then again, I can maybe try out like these vehicles and see if I can like maximize how I want to get like a good score. Because otherwise I'm like going like mega slow. Let's see. So like this is the thing. And then I'll... Oh, it didn't work. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Oh no! I need to figure out like how that leap thing works. You doofus. But anyways, you got the kidder car, damn. And wisdom teeth removed. Ugh, that sucks, dude. Okay, I know that the attendants are like a dude or a mob that really annoys me. Oh, but I'm getting my... Oh, I think, oh, shoot. I need to find out which mobs stun me, too. Because that's going to be really annoying. I only want to, like, goof around here for a minute. I wanted to get to, like, some transmog farming. Ah! Oh, so there's the mech suit. Oh, the mech suit failed me. Nah. Okay, that's okay. All right, so I wanted to check out what I wanted to really do. I want transmog. So I think I'm going to ICC again, right? I got to do my rounds of 10. Same shit. So gunship, blood queen. Yeah, let's go. That back on. Oh wait, can't yet. Okay, I can. Now let's get out of here. And we're doing a roulette. It's wild that you've been the partner for a year. It feels like yesterday. Yeah, huh? Shoot. I was going so slow at working towards partner 2. That's where I self-deprecate and tell myself, oh, bad streamer. That's just a bad streamer. All right, so let's do the roulette real quick. I wasn't quite sure what I was thinking making this set. Like, I wanted to make a set where I'm wearing one of the horrific vision masks, and then it just kind of fell into this. The yellow's a bit too bright, but then everything else kind of works out as like this kind of like very neutral color thing. There's just a bit too much flash. Anyway. Oh yeah, here we go. Now I'm ready. Now I'm ready for a fight. I love how the pink contrasts with the green so hard. And everything else too. It's just awful. Awful, 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 awful. One good part is between ex-wife, her husband, and I dental insurance. We basically owed like 75 to have all our wisdom teeth out. So small. Oh, that's solid. That's like giga insurance, right? That's kind of like that's like way back in the day when insurance really did cover everything. Doctor's visits for like $1 or something like that, or you know, you didn't pay nothing for nothing. It was kind of crazy. How the pink makes you for sure to win. Yeah. So I think today Guild is gonna dive into heroic, if I recall. Alright, I think it was 10 normal, right? 10 normal. Let's go. Wait. Did I even look? You got your 5 mass done? Yeah, nice. So what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to implement the Gift of the Titan things? I think they'll just pop it in next week. I feel that it's odd that they're delaying that particular perk by another week. 10 man. There you go. Shield is almost as big as me. Oh yeah, we definitely have our share of big shields. Like this thing is basically a bed. Almost. I can lay down. I can just kind of lean back, and then, ta-da. And I'm short too, so works out. And by the time getting patch is really ringing the good rep of Tadub. I'm not that I'm exhausted hearing the comments, but I mostly think this is personal opinion. I think people are tripping. I think people are thinking way too hard over it. That's it. You know, I'm not a very critical thought, but what? Like I do want to talk critically about dastardly duos, and I want to talk about you know, this is during the weekly. I do want to talk about what players' expectations are in patches and events and stuff like this, and why for some folks out there, like the way that they staggered the release of events and stuff, why it didn't land for some of these folks. And a lot of it is because we're very simple creatures, and we just want our dopamine hit, and we want it now, and we don't want to be told about things and then have to wait for it. So, like, if Blizzard wanted to be devious, and they can't because data mining is very much a thing, they could have just hit all of this. Imagine if they didn't say anything, and then 1 week, oh, Turbo Boost is coming. You know, they announced Turbo Boost like the weekend before. Oh shit, look at this, damn. And then another week later, Horrific Visions. By the way, that's coming next week. Boom. Oh fuck, how do we prepare for this? Oh shit. You know, and then a week later, Dastardly Duos. Oh crap, damn, this is a lot. You know, how would that work out? There's a double-edged sword to knowing things, and transparency, and some people just can't handle it. They just can't handle it, and it's Blizzard's fault. And it's Blizzard's fault too, for not reading the room like that. So yeah, this dev patch that yeah, they are minor. Like if you think about it, this is the worst that we're hearing about War Within. If this is the worst part of this expansion, it's like, oh, okay, well, shit. People will still look back on this expansion fondly for the most part. We're approaching that point where, the previous expansion, a couple of expansions ago, it's like, oh man, it was so underrated, it was so underappreciated, and blah blah blah. Shadowlands won't really get that treatment, I don't think. Not as a whole, but there might be some. People might have some takeaways, but that sort of thing that's always been a thing. Haven't tried duos. Granted, I haven't taken the underpin on yet, and most of my teams are like 665. Yeah, some people still haven't done that. And I'm seeing on socials like people are, like knocking that out. As true, that and part of it is also ends up kind of being a thing where you want to run a marathon, but you can only get a lap in before you're told to finish next week. I feel like I know I hate using analogies. I try to avoid them as much as I can, but no analogies needed in this case. It's just like, hey, we get some of this here, and then, but not the whole thing. But the whole thing doesn't come out, and then if you want. There's a thought that went in my head, especially when it came to horrific visions. I haven't been able to put it into words very well yet, and I don't think I will, because I don't think I'll like say it's, I don't think I'll talk about this so much, because this is like, oh my god, so you're a bootlicker, you're defending what Blizzard does. But the thought is, how some folks are like, hey, the whole vision thing, that should have just been done in one shot. Boom. There we go. And then players can just play the game, they say. But last week I described how it is that I treat the whole schedule and the flow, and how it created this opportunity for me to challenge myself and see if I'm able to like do it before the whole feature unlocks. And so if it did all come out at once, yeah, I can choose to hold back if I wanted to. And maybe there could have been some sort of mechanic that I would feel rewarded if I decided to not implement the entire tree, or to make it even harder, or something like that. But I feel like by having this sort of like passive and this time-gated rollout of visions, it added a little bit more gameplay for everyone in a weird sense, because I'm able to get this whole, hey, let me get in on this progressive experience, and try to see if I can do everything before it fully unlocks. Meanwhile, others can be like, okay, I'll dip my toes into it, and like, I'm not going to feel like super rushed. And other folks still are going to be like, well, I'm going to wait until it fully unlocks. Then I can finally play the game. But what happens is everyone in those different buckets is able to get like their own experience eventually. But if everything just came out at once, then you kind of deny like some of those other folks that kind of gameplay experience. It's hard for me to put that into words. That's why I haven't really talked about it. Instead, I just talked about how what I did with the vision rollout, and to me that brought me a sense of satisfaction and happiness that I wouldn't have gotten if it was just fully unlocked. Maybe I should have let off with that. Back in Wrath, I got completely burnt out because I was forced to grind heroic dungeons day in, day out to get gear and be able to raid, plus farming for mass and food. And keep in mind, Wrath had some heavy ass time gating. People didn't, but we kind of forgot about it. Not everyone remembers that. What was it called? Shit. Trial of the Crusader. That was time. Each boss was only available one per week. And during ICC, I believe each wing was only accessible like after every 3 weeks or so, maybe 4 weeks. So that was heavy. But we kind of forgot about it after a while, right? Because once it all opened up, then it's like, okay, cool. Now we all have like this thing. Not everyone remembers in Mists of Pandaria, the first tier of raids. Like it started off with everyone was going to Mogashan Vaults, and then it wasn't until a couple weeks later when Heart of Fear opened, and then it wasn't until a couple weeks later still when Terrace of the Endless whatever when that opened. I remember there was like this period where I was like super confusing people because at the start of Mob, the black market auction house became a thing. It was one of the new features. And I was able to, from the black market, I was able to buy a pair of boots that came from the Terrace of Endless Spring, and it wasn't even out yet. And so, like, I was just goofing around, and people were getting weirded out because, like, yeah, I hacked the game, and I was able to get this thing early, you know, and people were like, what? Hacker man! So, it was very goofy. Question we really have to answer is, have we had more than a month without something and still progressing? Have we had more than a month without something and still progressing or new in recent times? You're anal about my analogies, lol. I thought I did a pretty good job when I talked about when I did the restaurant analogy. I talked about this, I think, last week, where WoW is trying to give us like a multi-course meal. And in the end, we're going to be full and hopefully satisfied. But some people, they don't like eating like that. Some people like all the food at once. Some people like buffets. Some people like family style and yada, yada, yada. So just everyone's different. But in the end, everyone eats. So staggered content is okay. Time-gated content is rough. I feel like that's people letting themselves fall into letting themselves be influenced. I honestly feel like that. But maybe that's me. All of a sudden it took like 2 months to unlock the raid. Something like that. I don't remember too well. But that's the thing. We look back and we don't really remember like the grind for that. But yeah, what's time gated again? I mean, people are, people are telling themselves that visions are time gated. I guess. My solution: roll a tank. Damn, then you'll be able to get everything done. Easy peasy. That's not the way through. This is the way through. Kind of new to WoW PvE gameplay. I'm quite enjoying it. There's so much to learn. Your videos are awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you, person whose name is like literally in black. Chris. Okay, why is the font so small? Oh, it's because I'm switching between monitors. That's why. Yeah, it's like so hard to read on this other monitor. But yeah, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Oh, you idiot. Use the other chat. Yeah, I use 2 chat things to like see what people were saying. Brilliant. Shadow Crusader had like 2 separate time games. So it was the raid gating and the Colosseum itself. Got your analogy, and then your approach sure is good. I think the breakdown that upsets people for this time gating is the length of time and the lack of communication about it. The lack of communication about it? We literally got a schedule. We had dates and everything. And I think that's what messed with people. Like, we knew. And I think that's a problem. Okay. No. Let me walk that back. It's not a problem, but there's a consequence to having, like, this schedule. And the thing is, like, what WoW gamers are used to, they're used to day of the patch, brrr, everything comes out, right? With the exception of Raid Finder. that has the staggered release, which is on a schedule, and people were pissed about that too. And we'll continue having that conversation until Raid Finder is fully released day one, right? Dun, dun. 11.1.5 was time gated. All the stuff was 6 weeks after the patch. That's the definition of time gating for me. Yeah, see, even people haven't. We don't even have a consistent definition of what time gating even means. So, to me, it's the schedule. That's and that's all things WoW anyway. From the way that we farm for crests to the rate of that, and how those things open up. If you want to look at it through that lens, like this game, every game is full of that stuff because they want to keep things on a relatively even playing field. I'd hate to live in a WoW where the sweaties win for the most part. When day one or week one of the expansion or whatever, you have people that are like racing for like the item level, and then they'll push everyone else down. I'd hate for a world of Warcraft where you go in and like, hey, here's the new content, but you just get everything with gold because people are so tired of currencies, and so gold manages everything. And so everything's like based on like this gold currency, WoW WoW token, RMT, all that stuff, and that dictates the game. That'd be terrible. I think that would be terrible. If you think it's great, hey, look for a game that does that, and go for it. And I didn't get anything. Damn it. I'll be back. And then there's like this general sentiment of like, well, why don't they just release everything sooner? It's like, well, yeah, why don't they release everything sooner? They gotta develop things over time. And I think what they've noticed too, and what they're trying at least, is, they know when a patch comes out, people will show up, and then, activity falls off a cliff. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to distribute that and see what happens. What are people saying? We can observe that. What are people actually doing? Only Blizzard really has the answer to that. So they're going to take what's going on here, and that's going to inform them what they do in the future. But how did they find out? They got to just give it to us and subject us to it. So we are the experiment and the product and the paying audience, and sometimes the testers. Let's see. So I think ICC is like the only place I need to come to now. No, that I know I went to Shadowland stuff or something, right? I know what I was doing. I was going for Mythic unlocks. Okay, we're going to Revendreth. Where are you? Shadowlands. Okay. Revendreth. Let's go. Is new event a solo event, or can we queue as a party? I don't seem to find a way to group up with people automatically. No, it is a do-it-yourself kind of grouping, but you can go in on your own. And I think that was the big. I would say that's the big flaw of Dastardly Duos. It is that it's a social experience. It's something that is to be experienced with friends. Because if you don't, you got to ask yourself, what motivates you to go? Score. Why do I want score? I don't know. So I feel like it's great if you had like this very competitive social space in WoW for like score, and if there were other facilities or if there were other features that let you display your score aside from like social media and stuff, but that's not a thing. So because of that, that's what makes people feel like, oh, what do I get out of this event? Nothing. Because I could just do like the solo thing, and like I don't need to care about the score. I just need to get through it, and like that's it. So it's not a very motivating thing. Do ICC on an alt? Are you crazy? But it's so easy on this guy. I agree. I hate feeling rushed to do content and having people gloat my standing around Dorn or Horrific Visionary showcasing their Void Dragon that costs 40,000 corrupted mementos. Hey, it don't take that long to get. But the thing about Visions, at least, is that, you know, as solo content, no sweat. No need to sweat over it. It's all good. You know, you'll eventually get it. You're not really competing with anyone but yourself. What shield is this? This is, oh gosh, this is from Warfronts, I believe. It is called the Sinister Gladiator's Shield Wall. So it happens to be a PvP shield, but there are other variants you can get from BFA content. I know one of them is like Warfronts. I don't remember like everything though. So, but there are a few of them. I just gotta find it. No. There it is. So there's 3 of them. So you're looking for probably this one, Death Guard's War Shield. So if you want to find what are the sources for this one, that's the place to go. And then there's like a few variants. Just these 3. I don't know, sometimes it feels like they're just there to be like, hey, I did this faster than you. Hey, if they want to, take their pride and rub it in your face, that's their thing, right? It's up to us if we want to, it's up to us how we want to react to that. I think it would potentially be worse for bugs, just my personal opinion. Of course it would be, but that's the point of batching features, events, bugs, but overall stability. And even then, they don't get it right all the time, right? Ain't nobody perfect. Sometimes the item level scaling gets all jacked up. And then you have an item level of 1. This is Mythic now. Okay, this is Mythic. Okay, so I just need to get through... I gotta go through the whole thing. Yeah. Because I want to unlock one more Mythic thing, and I can finally get the Mythic skip. People are just letting FOMO and other mind games dictate their enjoyment. Almost all this content is here for the entire expansion, if not forever. Yeah, and this is the exception. Or Dastardly Duos is the exception. But I will talk shit about it on Saturday. I'm going to say that, it's one of many experiments that WoW is doing, but in this case, they felt so confident about it that they're doing like an event, and they made their cute little dev video. Well, okay, that's always cool. They should always do dev videos for like all the things they do, because it's always cool seeing them talk and show stuff off, and seeing their passions and stuff. I'll tell you this. Maybe it's because they were just on their best behavior or something like that, but just seeing them talk off camera, they're the same. They're as excited and as goofy and awkward and nerdy as they are on camera. It's probably they just do a bunch of takes on camera. So believe them, believe their energy. But yeah, back to the Dastardly stuff. I don't think that it worked out so great because, one, it's heavily social, very, very social. Like you need to. I feel like the best thing to do is be in like a kind of community or a guild or whatever, where all of you guys are like hyping yourselves up, and you're like, all right, this is my team. This is my team. We're gonna fucking like compete for like the best score, or something like that. And that's exactly what what the WoW team has in mind. That's why they have Liquid and Echo duking it out. But as for normal folks, I don't think it's going to work out. And it seemed pretty clear to me, especially after playing through it a few times, that I talked about this last week too. I said that delves are great because they were created with the solo player in mind first, and then it happens to be something that groups can do. Dastardly Duos was first announced as a group-only event, but then I guess at some point in their development cycle, they decided, oh, let's have the follower done. Let's have the follower things be a part of it, which makes it work. It makes it functional. But the point of Dastardly Duos is to try to get like a high score, and you can't really do that if you're not the tank, and you have these followers just dicking around, doing their own thing. Like if you're the tank, then you're fine. If you're not the tank, then it's like this very haphazard experience. And even when you are the tank, you know, these particular encounters, like they're a little bit troublesome because there's like a Mortal Strike debuff, and like, you know, you got to manage that somehow. But also, you're just kind of standing there just taking it while the rest of the team like kind of does their thing. Team, by the way, which is not made of people. So I feel like it would be a much more fun experience if you, one, had a team, but two, had another team that you're competing with. So maybe in the future, if there was something where, if there was like a public leaderboard and you can constantly see like your standing, that would kind of motivate at least these social teams to be like, oh, I want to climb higher. But then as for solo players, I think there's going to have to be like a bit more oomph to be done to like make the score feel good, even though you're like just one person or two people in, like, you know, and you're accompanied by AI followers or whatever. Like that needs to improve too. The item scaling is bugged. Oh, the workaround's already there. So next Wednesday we should complete a draft lottery of you versus me with us drafting teams for people who want to try it. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, let's do that. But I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it Thursday. I'm sure some people are like, I'd rather be doing keys. So I'm like, well, too bad. I'm gonna do it after I get my belt. Once I get my healing belt, I'm gonna go back to keys, do my one dungeon, get KSM, and I'll be like, alright, cool, I'm done. That's the plan. Today's Thursday. Oh, yeah, no, today's Thursday. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later today. Prefer 1 to 2 days of bugs than many days of bugs due to staggered release. I think I'd prefer 0 bugs. Just saying. This is the fear of QA going down with so much work being put into player housing. Well, what does that have to do with it?
The jailer amasses an army to destroy the Shadowlands. The fools deserve their fate.
I'm just playing devil's advocate to the fact that with the live game, there's always going to be bugs. It's unfortunate, but yeah. I mean, ideally, I'd like the count to be 0. You know, I'm no QA lead, but if there was something where you know, actually, wait, help me out here. What other are there other game modes where our item level is locked? to a certain thing? Help me out. I don't remember. I know that I know time walking does like levels, but that's different. Mage Tower? I thought Mage Tower did levels, not item levels. PvP. PvP does have some fuckery there. But I think that might be the closest thing. Yeah. Do I enjoy California burritos? I don't know what a California burrito is. Just burritos. Mage Tower. I think that's level, Isaac, and not item level. Time walking doesn't have any locks anymore, but it was. Wait, so Mage Tower does lock your item level, but not your actual level? Anyway, the point of me asking that is, you know, if I was the QA lead or whatever, or one of the producers or something like that, I would want to have in my dictionary-sized test case book, just like a couple of quick test cases where you test the item level scaling, and you just do a simple test of unequip everything, put everything on, and see what happens. Ta-da! You know, and now what the problem that happened though was originally, so when Dastardly Duos came out, we were able to take our old legendaries and they scale up, right? So Blizzard was like, what do we think about that? Do we want that to be fixed? I have a feeling that the QA team knew this already, and they reported it. And some decision maker was like, nah, just leave it in, whatever, it's no big deal. But then, I guess, feedback when this went live was, okay, no, this is a big deal, let's fix it. So they applied the hotfix, and so they fixed that, but they broke the shirt. They broke the scaling, basically. And so now there's a new bug that they didn't have a chance to test out because there was no process with testing it out, because I think something like this has never happened before. It's not an excuse. I'm just describing how things likely played out. So hopefully, the next time they do some fix like this, they'll know to not mess that up. Thank you, Buddha. Sorry, Mr. Buddha. No, that's the thing. Like, I think I have a feeling that QA was like, "No, it's fine," or whoever was in charge. They saw QA reports and they said, "Okay, this is fine. I'll go and leave it in." And it turned out to be players that complained. So it could have been maybe players saying fun detected, and their feedback said, "Hey, just nerf this," because it would kind of suck to be like, "Hey, cool, here's this temporary event where you compete for a high score. Here's step 1, get legendaries." Shit. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Like, I don't think that would be okay. And Gnomish Wrath, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. He'll kill a little flyby. I mean, he heals himself. He could just not do anything too. Land hands spawns them all. Oh, I'm just chilling there. Oh, why am I eluding? Oh my god. If you don't already have all the Legos for your class, are you even playing the main? And that's the other thing, like the item level scaling. Like, I don't think we knew about that beforehand, but it's clear they wanted to make it to, a heavily geared triple mythic character doesn't give you like that sort of advantage. going into this. But if you're 619, you're fine. And then so what separates you from the rest is skill and, you know, probably itemization at that item level. You know, your secondaries and all that stuff. I think it's fine. Longevity should be rewarded for these small events. I think that's a totally fine opinion. And they just at some point they thought so too, and then they changed their mind. So yeah, I think that's all that happened. Really, nothing nefarious. Oh, nothing. No. Oh, fun detected. Let's rob people of their fun. You know, this is just how it went. I was let down by the gear squish. Think that and the rewards being meh and not caring about a score just killed it for me. I wonder though, like, is that again like kind of a consequence of having game modes and features that are released mid-patch, or I'm sorry, mid-season? Because imagine if this gave us dope shit. You know, hey, this is gonna give you myth track gear. What is that? I guess the question is, what kind of message does that send if you get myth track gear from something like duos, where you just show up and do a thing, and then it's like, cool, myth track gear? Because I mean, it's a great way to motivate people to join in. That's for sure. You know, Blizzard kind of hears loud and clear when they talk about when we hear about limited time events and awesome rewards like Plunderstorm. I was here for it. I saw what people were saying. Grr, I'm forced to play this thing that I don't like to get this thing that I want to get. This sucks, Blizz. Don't make us do this. And here's kind of sort of the result. Just kind of. Stop mid-patch content. Now, think of this on the flip side though. Like, what if at the start of season 2, we had, you know, all the season content, but we also had Nightfall and Horrific Visions, and I guess Dastardly Duos. Let's pretend that somehow Dastardly Duos is like, you know, happens for the whole season. What would happen when all that stuff came out at once? Like, what would your player behavior dictate? I have a feeling that regardless of what we do, we'd eventually fall off of everything, and we would just fall into like the usual things that we do. So the behavior would be kind of sort of the same. The difference would be we'd have nothing to look forward to for the remainder of the season once we finished with all these other things. So if we put on our business hat, and I hate putting on the business hat because that feels cringe. Armchair dev, I'm cool with. Business hat, not so much. But, you know, business hat, what they're trying to do is make the attrition of people who are subbed during the course of a season, they're trying to flatten that out a little bit by staggering this content. Before, what they did was give us like everything at the start, and then they would just drip the way that this would be given out. Notably, this came from we saw this heavily done in Shadowlands, where it took months to go through like the renown and be able to unlock stuff. That thing was grueling. But hey, we only have to show up for a little bit and like do a couple of quests and like, hey, you know, we're done. That's great, right? But it was really grueling too. That and sexual assault allegations and, and all that. And so, hey, you know, the long-term subbing, that didn't quite work out. Boom, boom, boom. Well, not gonna lie, if it did give Myth Gear, yeah, I'd do it. I just think it would cause the sweaty peeps to rage in the forums. I, I, I wouldn't rage, but I don't think it would be a good idea either. I feel like, again, it just sends a weird message to people who are playing through the season and developing their gear that, okay, cool, you know, we'll reward your efforts by having worked on this throughout the start of the season, but let's give super, super free shit to gamers. Like, remember, we're still like a little bit, we're more than halfway through. But are we ready to negate people's efforts now? I think that's a bit too early. I focus on one complete and then move on to the next, complete and move on to. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's my typical player behavior. Like I'll dip my toes into a thing, and then it's like, all right, I'll finish it someday. Cool. One of the exceptions has been Horrific Visions because I love it. I really enjoy what Visions offered, and so I play the crap out of it. Hurry up, die. So like I completed all the achievements. It's all filled out and all that stuff. So cool, I'm done. Yay. But then what have I not done? I'm still like renowned level 6 with Nightfall. There's still a whole bunch of collection things that I haven't done for Siren Isle. Tons of stuff I haven't done in Undermine yet. And that's fine because they're just there, right? They're just there now, and I can jump into it whenever I feel like it. Drip on me, damn, Linky. Then again, it's Pride Month, so it's all... Actually, no, that's not even fair. That has nothing to do with sexual orientation. That drip could be anything, right, Oinky? Anyway. I would have more things to look forward to because I have the option to choose the events that I want to focus on instead of being force-fed in a specific order. That Blizzard has. Sorry, let me reread that. I would have more things to look forward to because then I have the option to choose the event I want to focus instead of being force-fed in a specific order that Blizzard has. I have a feeling that their data suggests, you know, like how they observe what people do. They're trying to avoid that drop off, or they're trying to, you know, lessen that drop off. How much anima are you getting from this? Was thinking of doing raids to farm the anima I still need. I don't know. I don't look. I think you still get like 300 something per boss, something like that. There's stuff on Siren Isle that requires multiple players. Is there? Really? I thought everything is like super soloable on Siren Isle because you have like some Giga buff where you activate all of Cersei's Circlet's effects at once, and you just Dynasty Warriors everything, right? Mm-hmm. Woo. Yeah, anyway, like what Goose is sort of saying, like everyone's got different behaviors and how they'll treat things, and people will have preferences. It's just that this is what they're trying here. For a lot of folks, it's not working out, at least from like an expectation standpoint. But I wondered to myself, like, what would work? You know, do we need meteor events that are more fulfilling, that also make us feel more locked in, or are we going to get like the same? Or I'm sorry, are we going to get like this different negative response? Because that's how it feels every time. Mm-hmm. Not working when all my friend group wants to stop. They didn't want to wait 6 weeks and then 14 weeks. 14 weeks for duos. Wait, 14 weeks? What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the fact that it came out, that it didn't come out at the start of the season? I think that's I think that's a. Oh wait, I have to go to the other side too. This way, right? Kind of forgot about that side. Let's see. Two of them were making plans the third week when it was announced. Yeah, like I said, not everyone likes seeing things on a schedule. None of the stuff we're playing right now is evergreen, so whether it's drip fed in a prescribed manner or lumped at us all at once, it doesn't really matter. I'd say that's factually incorrect. Duos is, because that's gonna go away after a while. But then everything else is, you can go in 5 years from now, and it'll still be here. Yeah, so it's all, quote, evergreen, as in it's soloable. You don't need to be in a group for that sort of stuff. Remember the feedback from not Siren Owl, Forbidden Reach? Ooh, that was loud. People were loud on when talking about, oh man, I can't solo these rares. They're tough. They're too spongy. The spawn rate sucks. Yada yada yada. Give it to us different, and so this is what we get. Vision's going away next patch, or at least the helmet enchant. So far there's been no indication of Vision's actually going away. Probably just the helmet enchant, and yeah, it doesn't even say that you won't get it, that you have to do this before Season 2 ends. So actually, let me look at Vision specifically. Yeah. So as far as it looks, you can do it eventually. Yeah. When I see, if we get news or an indicator that it does go away, then cool. And we got a very early indication, or a very early announcement that the head enchant would be deactivated at the end of the season. So the fact that we were told that really early, but we're not told that visions themselves would go away, tells me that visions aren't going to go away. So kind of simple. We're talking about this. It's all Blizzard's all this negative feedback about the delay schedule and change nothing. Oh, they can't. Oh, yeah, they wouldn't be able to do that. No way. That's like telling the producer, we're going to do nothing that you said. And you need to take everything and you need to move everything up to the top. Yeah, that's not how game dev works. Or that's not how anything works, really. When you have like a whole organization of people who are all trying to get things out at once, yeah, it doesn't work like that. Just realized the achievement for 5 mats this time around is the same amount for a VFA, Visions, or RIP LOL. Well, the difference though is you can choose the masks, because now instead of being stuck with the 5, you can choose between a total of 8 and then pick the easy ones. So that's why I put out the guys that I've been putting out to be like, okay, go ahead and use these. Oh, kill him! No! I wanted to try and kill him before. Because see 87%, I think, yeah, and I can engage him right away. That's hella funny. Someday I'm gonna like one-shot this dude, and then his corpse is gonna be like fucking all the way out outside the damn door. and I'll totally break this fight. And then they'll have to fix it. I don't believe that Visions at least could have came out sooner, or Duos come out sooner. We'll never know. I mean, maybe the talents could have come out sooner. You know, small tweaks like that. But did they need to? I was talking earlier about, and I was wording this very poorly, how delaying. Actually, they didn't even really delay much at all. Yeah, now that I think about it, what did they really delay? For someone, for a psycho like me, did it really hold me back? No. The only thing that really held me back were the masks. You know, not being able to get all the masks in like one go. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, never mind. I got nothing to say on that. I'm out of touch. I'm an out of touch super pro paladin tank person who've got nothing to say about the delay. Hey, Massfield, good right now. If we get the Titan buff on that next week, it'll be cake. I agree, it'll be cake. I can never get a new mount. Just saw my total mounts is 777. Nice. Now, something could have been done, but then it wouldn't have been Horrific Visions Revisited. It would have been Horrific Visions like the remix or something like that, you know? And maybe they could have done, or maybe they would have, could have, should have done that instead. But they mostly lifted. They lifted the format and they made it way faster. But it almost feels like people are treating it as if it was the original Vision, you know, with the really, really slow incremental growth. Instead, it's being treated like a mid-patch feature. Alright, I think now, after this, I can fight Slugfist, right? Yeah. Almost all because my computer's borked, my group dropped off, and there's nothing to do for like 10 weeks. Blue dead game. Well, did you get the Switch, by the way? Anyone get a Switch too? Does it exist in your area? Your friend got 2? Damn. So you're getting one of them, right? Okay, so some people got a Switch too. Nice. Well, grats. I don't know how to. Yeah. I went on my anti-console gaming rant already. No need to do a repeat. So I can play Mario Kart. Ah. I know it's a big release, but at least on my feeds, it's been very, very muted. Maybe it's because we're all broke. Had to hook up at Best Buy. Nice, good friend, good friend. And Mort's gonna be like, I don't know about good friend. I'm charging him double. Still having my current Switch. None of the games are desirable to get a Switch to at the moment. Okay. Screw Nintendo, greedy anti-consumer assholes. Mm. Yeah, I barely touch my current Switch. You know, there's nothing nothing that I really play. Someday. Some news that I was reading said you must activate it via patch or the console is a brick upon the first purchase. Oh, that sucks. That's wild. Yeah. PC gaming, baby. Yay, yay. PC Game Pass for the win and all that. That's why Mario Kart, it pains me how much I enjoyed it despite my hate for now. Oh, my bad. I was supposed to make him run into the pillar thing, right? I forgot about that. There we go. Give me my head. Woo. Yeah, it's a split bribe. Where do I turn this in, actually? Ooh, well, well, I mean, I have the quest credit, so I can do it. I just gotta... Maybe I have to wait till I go into a fresh save. Boo. Oh, did the Xbox do the same thing? Where you had to be online to activate the console? That might all be outside now. Okay. Cool. Well, since I'm here, I might as well finish the last two bosses. I don't know if there's anything I can still get from these guys. Sanctum and Sepulchre. Okay. Never mind. I guess not. I'm here. I'll loot gold or something. Did I get the Remornia pet? Great question. Is it just called Remornia? Rem. Or... Nope. I do have it. Hey, look at that. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so I got that. Angelic, hey, what's up? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. And thank you. Happy birthday to my stream. Do, 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 do. All right, maybe I'll go into Sepulchre. There's like some appearances that I like from there, but I'll need to like take a good look. Or I could try working towards that damn trench coat. I've been going so slow on that, man. Let's see how many. What are those things called again? I forgot what those rep items are called. I think I think it's green. Okay, I thought it was green. I don't remember. Oh well. I don't deserve it. Market research, is that what it's called? Okay. Oh wait, is it a oh, is it current? Oh, it is currency. Oh, okay, my bad. 849. That's not very much. Good idea. I think I need like a couple thousand, right? In order to get that thing. Yeah, it's baller. The time walking one that's coming for BFA though. The BFA time walking one coming in the patch, that one looks dope. That looks hella good. So I'm looking forward to the grind for that one, aka just buy it off a vendor. Real quick. How's the treadmill working for you? I broke it in a week. It didn't even last a week, dude. It was very, very disappointing. $8,400. Oh yeah, I got a long way to go. I think I did like a couple of turn-ins and that's it. So yeah, I got a lot to do for that thing. That's gonna be whipped. I do need a sound effect for squats. Here, let me. Oh, okay, I'll kill this boss first, because I got that. I'll do it during the Denathrius RP. Would have sent back to the manufacturer? Nah, didn't want to bother. Not worth it. I just returned it and leave it at that. It's almost like it was made for tiny fitness influencers, not gamer bots. Yeah, probably. I mean, running it for 6 hours a day. Nah. Are they replacing it? No. I just returned it because it, like I said, it only lasted like a week, so it was still within like return policy. So I'm like, screw you, dude. I'm sending it back. If I had done it during the double rep event, it would have been done super quick. Double rep event? I had no idea that the Dark Fuse thing worked for that. Alright. Because I know the other cartel reps, like, that's double now, but that's not an event. That's just permanent. So. And boom. Alright. I need to get you an old-fashioned one that's a belt on too. You know, actually, now that you guys are talking about this, I would want to look for an unpowered. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of ones that are powered. I should not unpowered. I think motorless is the term to look for. This is going to be hard to find. Okay, so I won't redeem squats anymore. That was awkward. Why not? Manog, hey, what's up, dude? Long time no talk. I thought the double rep event only covered the original to dev reward things. Yeah, I thought so too. I'm good. I'm good. Currently, I'm just vibing. Doing good old transmog runs. Finished up all the major events that were going on for this patch. At least the things that I give a shit about. Alright, this time I'm gonna say I want to see if I survive this. I'm not sure what happens here. Getting an unpowered normal size one and just attaching locking casters? Not quite sure what you mean by that. Locking casters. Well, it worked when I shot too exalted in less than a week. I mean, maybe you just did it. And maybe Zushi, maybe you're just gangster like that. Tell yourself that. That makes you look better. Still doing the same things, finished an internship, that was quite fun. Last I remember you were doing like a crafting apprenticeship, right? Or was that something else? Or I'm sorry, or did you like move on to something else? Okay, let me see that link that you sent too. And you did. Okay, so let's see what this is. This is a manual folding treadmill. Oh, but that's powered though. Yeah, I want something that won't break. Or I want something that that doesn't have a motor that I'll bust. You got a pretty case. See? Using caster wheels with a lock instead of the stock feet on one end makes the full-size ones more storable. Oh, got it. Yeah. I get what you mean. But yeah, let me do a general search. Motorless treadmill. They're huge. Oh, shit. So, holy fuck. Alright, so let me show y'all. If I can freaking open it. There we go. It'd be something like this. So it'd be the ones that are, so it pretty much needs to be curved. So that way I'm able to like actually create the momentum. God, this image is so fake. But or it would need to be it has to be like at an incline and all that. But then how I'm scared that I don't know if I'd want to hold on to the desk, because I'm already going to be like playing games and stuff, so I'm already sort of holding on to it. But yeah, those are Jesus. No motor. You think it'd be cheaper, but I need to like look around at like other options. And they're loud too? Oh man, well that sucks. That sucks. Still playing Genshin Impact and Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, those are good games. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I play WoW, so you damn right. I'm not gonna be like ashamed. Something I learned a little too late was that the dailies in Sour Now reward rep for the original War Within things, so this can allow me to catch up. That would be a good way to double up. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is This is more my jam. $100. So foldable thing, manual lock control. See, I just want to like. So it looks like I can like take the bolt here and just cut that, just not attach that, like fuck those things. And then I'll just set the incline the way that I want to. And that's it, right? I'll take out the damn handlebars, that's for sure. Not one review. Okay, that's scary. That's very scary. Oh, so when can we expect league season to come back? I don't know, man. I mean, the closest thing would be like this this survey. But that's about it, unfortunately. Okay, so how do I turn this thing in? Can I just like leave maybe? Will you get me out of here? Yeah. If you play BG3 before, you might want to check it again. There's new subclasses for the base game, and the 2024 rules mods are fully functional now. I haven't even finished it. Yeah. I got to like the last act, and then I just fell off. It's such a big game that it's the kind of thing where, how do I describe how I felt? Like I got close to the end, and then I thought to myself, do I want to see the ending based on the path that I took to get here, or do I want to like just try again and feel and come away with and try to seek like a certain satisfaction by the time I get to the end? And I'm trying to tell myself, no, just finish it, dude. Fuck it, just finish it and then start from scratch and try it again. Do something else. But I haven't gotten around to it. It is a very, very high replay value game, no doubt. But I haven't been playing, so. Okay, so what other skips can I get? So this one is, I think I saw it right there. Nope, that's a renowned thing, or a Paragon chest thing. That's not going to do it. So there goes that plan. Yeah, none of those. Oh, so I haven't even done this one. Oh, man. So I need to defeat Manoroth 4 times on Mythic. Okay, so there's that. Okay, this one I'll be able to finish. So let's go to Zereth Mortis. Did I play a paladin? No. I played as... Crap, I don't remember. I think it was a warlock. Because I wanted pets. Yeah. I think I wanted pets. So I thought, oh, warlock will do it. And I didn't know what I was doing, so. For what it's worth, the ones that are solid rubber bands will last way longer than those flanged ones. You mean the ones that look like tank treads and all that? Be the reviewer, lol, if it sucks. Mention you have millions of YouTube followers and mention it on the stream too if they rush to get you something better. Yeah. I feel like if I do jump back in, I gotta just start fresh. I gotta start from scratch. Because I had no idea what I was doing when I was first specking up and, you know, choosing my class and all that stuff. Hell, I still don't know what I'm doing. But that's part of the fun. I'm not gonna like look at a guide and look for like the most efficient build or whatever. Like I enjoy games like those where I can be like super scuffed, but just kind of get by anyway. It adds a little texture to the experience. You fell asleep before raid? Right on. Oh, there are sword powers? I forgot what I did as my character. I was just zapping dudes for the most part. Mm-hmm. Okay, so one more full clear of this, and this will get me to... I kind of want to... I almost want to give this as kind of a tip for, like, the future... For, like, the legacy farming event. Like, hey, guys, like, double check and make sure that you, because there's still some... Okay, there's not a lot of time. But, like, double check and see where you're at with, like, your skips and all that. Bear Lord with the massive wall of text. Here we go, buddy. Actually, hold on. Let me start fighting this guy. I forgot that I can just kind of go straight into it with this dude. So anyway, had a question for you on player housing. Oh, my favorite subject. Thank you. I know they talked about character-specific items, but I was just watching another video of someone saying you could build a church room, for example, but I'm not sure on something... If it's possible, is there a giant statues of characters, or is it like possible to have an idol you can role play, like a Church of the Nether Lights? I think that's what they're called, and beds functional, or still have to emote on them to use them. I did not see any functionality that let me use a bed. I didn't see any new animations or something like that, and that seems to be a hard thing for like a lot for other games to do. I know 14 they don't do that. You have to just manually emote your way into your bed. I'd love to see it, but that's not what I saw there. It was very light on that sort of feature. Like there were supposed to be other interactable objects that they said, oh yeah, this can be interacted with, this one can too, but it's just not in yet. As for if you want to make a church, yeah, you can make a church. Sure. Like you can just make a you can make a long room kind of or kind of a hallway. You could do that. You could just have a big room and then kind of narrow it out, add some pews, use structures to stack and create like an altar, and then on top of it have like a murloc or something like that. That'd be cool if they had a gilded murloc. That'd be pretty, yeah, that would be pretty sick. Hey, Blizz. You want something to do? Do it. Try to end a game of Solasta and hate it because it constantly missed attacks. I think of missing attacks and I think of XCOM. Ugh. Which, you know, has not the same vibe at all, but you know, it shares a little bit of Baldur's Gate. God, I hate missing. It's the worst feeling. Farnham, say what's up, dude. Don't we have a stained glass looking shield? Yes, we do. I think that was like during Wrath when that particular shield came out. I think I know what you're talking about. So I never heard of Solasta. I roleplay as a paladin, and it's a running joke, but whenever I get into roleplay mode, my guild is like, oh no, not again. So I wanted to really expand on the running joke. We still haven't seen like how weapon mounting will work. But I would love to have something where I would just walk into a room and it's just filled with shields. Sloss is like BG3 but low budget. You get to make 4 characters and play all of them. The Guild Lock. Or Guild Hawk? No, I don't think that works either. I know where you're trying to go with that. And I appreciate that. Okay, well, what is Solasta? Or Solasta? Yeah, I can see budget BG3. I can see where people are going with that. Yeah. I know running straight to the end is kind of awkward here, so I'll walk it. You look solid, Jank? I think our standards have gone up. No doubt. Yeah, I was looking at the screenshot of the first one. I'm like, okay, this looks cool. Hey, it has cool physics things to it though. Oh, totally wrong way. This way. Thanks for answering the questions. I really appreciate it because it's definitely a... No, you're good. You're good. No, I definitely remember when, shortly after BG3 came out, it kind of spoiled the rest of the year for some people. It's like, oh man, gaming just sucks outside of this game. Which is great. It really goes to show how well they made it. What I don't like though, and it's still fine, but what kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't really leave a good taste in my mouth. Whenever I would see articles that talk about, here's what the Larian dev said about this, and then they would give like some regular normal take, and then people are like, oh my god, so based, blah blah blah, and it makes me think back to the Blizzard days of how they were treated like royalty, like rock stars, like they can do no wrong, and collectively it got to their heads, and I hope it doesn't happen here. I think they did a true dice roll for attacks and it just sucks missing 6 attacks in a row. Oh, that is brutal. Alright, Grim. See you later. Oh wait, it's way past way past 10. Was there any news? Any news? Nope. Bummer. Alright, I'll go for the gold. And I'll leave the rest. So how long does this anniversary message show up for? Maybe it's just for today. Wait, if it is just for today, that would kind of suck. Because, like, what if I happen to not stream today? That would be a real bummer. That kind of shit always happens with the big game in the studio they hail from. It seems to always be a thing. You know, you just want to hope that it doesn't. So that's just kind of me bringing up the concern, I guess. Because some people will take that as, well, of course they're not, because they're way better than Blizz, you know, and they're milk drinking, whatever. Okay. Say that now, but and I'd like for it to not repeat itself, but history does repeat itself. No, I've been stuck back in what I've been playing. I've still been going back to like the automation games. So I've still been playing Dyson Sphere. Building planets and forming my galactic empire. Come on. They shamble like they're Forsaken, kind of. Gaming community sucks. CD Projekt Red's dick for like 6 to 8 years. Was that long enough that we forgot it was Rockstar before them? I should get Mass Effect too. Should I not get all 3? Yeah. I shouldn't skip any, right? Have you ever played RimWorld? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I played the shit out of RimWorld. Like, I make the worst communities, dude. Like every time I make one, it's always just like they're awful. They're not, I end up harvesting people. I end up harvesting people, amassing tons of meat, and then forcing it onto merchants. I'm like, you're gonna buy my meat, or you're gonna buy my human leather. Sorry, dude. Oh, wait, me too. I tried doing, I remember I tried setting up like a lot of organ harvesting, but that was a pain in the ass. I don't like doing that. I'm like, no, I'll just take the leather. The meat I turn into kibble for my farm. So I was efficient. Like, I would start shit, wait for someone to invade. I'd be like, all right, it's harvest time. Yeah, that game's awful. It goes to show that if I ever became like the leader of a post-apocalyptic society, I would be one of those like Lord of the Flies, like super dictator. Everyone's just fucked. What, you know? Why did they put me in charge? Kind of things. And then someone will be like, well, he said he played a colony simulator and he was good at it. Okay. That was a legendary edition, but 2 is the best of the 3. Okay. Original all good. Doesn't hold up as well because the drive mechanic doesn't hold up. I agree with the statement, but me personally, I'll give some leeway in the regards of new games because Sven put his house up for either collateral or able to pay his employees, and there's always potential for a flop on a game from them. But I just feel like if the CEOs goes that far to pay their employees to keep making the game, in my personal opinion, I'm sure people will disagree, but I think that deserves a little leeway. I mean, that's a future problem, you know? So it's nothing that we should dwell on. Just a comment, you know? I'm not going to make a video out of it. Oh, you're not truly deep down that rabbit hole until you start load balancing transport to match production pace in one of those games. Oh, yeah, I can't do that. I can't math like that. No way. Borderlands 4 CEO said came out and said, if you're a true fan, go find. Oh yeah, I heard that quote. I'm like, oh, that's really cringe. The governor. Nope, don't make no. Do not put me in charge of your, you know, zombie apocalypse colony, whatever. Hell, my wife was already like, yeah, if that were to happen, just kill me immediately. I do not want to try to survive in a world like that. I don't think I know I wouldn't either. I'm way too meek. Less critique for the company and its people, and more just how gaming space and communities builds people up, and eventually finds out that they're just people. But they're supposed to be like the best, right? As all to lists of people I need to find a way to save from an apocalypse. Why would you save me? No way, dude. Not worth. Oh, I still need to go to the other side too. I think cool people should survive or get nothing but dick holes. I don't know, man. I know that I would be like, I need someone who can who is like skilled at things, right? You know, me having a WoW guild is not the same thing as leadership skills. I don't think. Look, that's why I've learned so many random skills. I mean, fair. You know, doing what I do, along with field leading, it's helped me to understand people a little bit better, and it taught me like the soft skills to at least try to listen. But still, when it comes to like decision making, I mean, imagine like when it really comes down to it, like you're trying to decide like how to feed your small community or whatever. Times are tough, things aren't looking so good. You got to ration, and you have like bad people or people who commit like whatever crimes are in your community. You know, can you make that decision to like, all right, we're gonna kick you out or whatever because, you know, you're toxic or not toxic, like you're just bad for the community, and we need to feed the rest of y'all. So the rest of them. So sorry, you're out. Peace. Leave or get killed or some shit like that. Leading a bunch of morons into a raid is exactly the same thing as leading a bunch of morons on a zombie apocalypse. Those skills are 100% transferable. Wiping in the zombie apocalypse would be easy. I think I know that I would be underestimating like the emotional weight of trying to survive like one day to the next when we have no support, no nothing, when it's just us. That was also the driving force on learning a shitload of trades when I had the ability and funds to do nothing. True. You know, when all the creature comforts are gone, then that's when you find out what your real proficiency is at, like, stuff. You know, survival skills and all that. People who are trained, of course. Like, if I had a choice, I would want to look for people who have, like, the skill and knowledge to, like, not just help out, but to also teach others, you know? Like, I don't want to get, like, the best hunter person, you know, hunter-gatherer person, if they're, like, dicks, too. Learn how to make solar panels and charging systems out of broken while I was freshly injured, and I couldn't walk because I was going stir crazy. Oh, I couldn't imagine that. Actually, I could, but hey, that's what you do if you're stuck, right? So I know me, I'd play more WoW. So like I guess for me, well, it's not like I couldn't. I'd be able to still work. So depends on how much of the person is. Survival trumps feelings. Maybe. I mean, like those. That's why I do find post-apocalyptic stories to often be like very entertaining because they explore, they explore like these very real, possible situations based on a totally fictional setting, as in zombie apocalypse. I forgot that I managed to clean up some of my inventory lately. That's been great. I got 100 slots. That's amazing. How did I do that? Gardening, agriculture. There's this anime that I've been watching every now and then called something. Dr. Stone. Hugely fictional, obviously, especially because it's anime. But it's kind of like this. It's this this dystopian thing where all humanity was frozen and they're slowly starting to recover. But thankfully, they have kind of a cheat code in that, like, one of the first dudes who wakes up happens to be a fucking genius at everything, and knows how to, like, basically advance mankind, like, through Bronze Age, Stone Age, and all that, and Industrial Revolution, like, super fast. But then still using like rudimentary tools, so it's kind of fun because it's one part science show because like sometimes they'll go as far as explaining how some of these things work. But it'd be cool to have a cheat code like that, someone who just happens to know everything. But it's also like super anime too. They take a lot of liberties. Like, wait, why is it like this? Yeah, lots of unexplainable things, but it's fun. Sometimes people can be too much of a dick and cause issues within the group. Being Billy Badass but breaking the group apart isn't sustainable. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's like you could be you can be top DPS, but if you keep talking shit to the guild and whatnot, then it's not good for the long-term health of the guild. I'd be better off kind of like slugging along for a little bit, or seeing if we can like build ourselves up to improve, to overcome the shortcoming by losing that top DPS person. But if it works out, then it works out, and everyone's better for it. There's a manga like that where a girl's reincarnated in a fantasy world, but she has the internet. Try the cola they made in the anime, it's really good. Oh, the original cola? I forgot how it was made, but yeah. Die. I think I should be using actual DPS things. Am I? Yeah, I'm using all my Healy stuff. Isekai anime is interesting. The main character rarely ever decides to return home. Trying to think of when they do. Yeah, they never do. I think there was some anime, but like the problem that I find with most isekai, like without fail, is that they become harem anime, and it's like It's kind of tiring because they have like they end up having like this really big cast, and it's all women, and everyone has to say their lines along with fawning over the main character. I'm like, okay, I get it, boyhood fantasy, whatever. There's some where they end up getting sucked into another one after return. Okay, I don't remember any of those. I just find it boring for the most part. Like, my favorite, which had finished, it's called Mushoku Tensei, or Jobless, something Jobless Reincarnation, whatever. I liked it because it still ended up taking that harem approach, but it happened over like a really long period of time in the series. Like it basically happened all the way, you know, from birth to like the dude's adulthood with, you know, and there were time jumps, but it took a while. That was good. Yeah, I finished the I finally finished the book. I read a fan translation and I was like, no, this was good. They deserved my money, and so I reread it. And I bought all the volumes, on Kindle at least. Yeah, I liked it because the dude had baggage, like pretty much the whole way through. Still, he still had doubts. He still wasn't sure about himself. So I thought it was good. There's another one that I've been reading, and it's been okay. It doesn't feel as good. The Beginning After the End, I think is what it's called. I don't know if there's a novel, but but I was reading the manga, and it's good. It doesn't hit the same as Jobless though. Jobless was a lot of fun. Destin, hey, what's up? And thank you. Thank you. So many people really do think all things are, you know, one Billy Badass versus side, and I seriously think they watch too much cartoons or something. I mean, we'd love to have them, right? We'd love to have someone who can handle everything and make sure everything's taken care of. But you know, it's hard to find all of those character traits in one person. And the thing is, too, like, what if Billy Badass got sick? You know, so it's hugely important that you know, you find someone who is who's willing to kind of like not exactly sacrifice themselves, but is willing to share like responsibilities. So that way everyone feels like they're contributing. Because you don't want people, like, you also don't want people to feel lazy either. Because if you're in that sort of situation, you want everyone to feel like they're, to be useful, but also feel like they're useful as well. People like having a purpose. They tend to like having a purpose. And if they like being lazy, they like having something to be lazy about. You know, we can't just be like, oh, that lazy dude's just sitting around playing video games. There are no video games anymore. They're all gone. So what do? You know? Apothecary Diaries is so good. Oh, yeah. I just watched the latest episode, and like my wife, she's ahead, but not that far ahead. She's just been like, ooh, he's going to find out. He's going to find out like this thing. I'm like, oh my God, it's a thing. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. And she's like, I totally saw that coming. But that series has been good too. I've been liking that one. Sometimes it goes a little slow, but that's, you know, that's fine too. Sometimes the story should burn slow. I want to see a series where the main character goes on a 2 or 3 season adventure and returns home only to find out like 30 minutes have lapsed. Look up Ascendance of a Bookworm. It's about a girl who wants to read books but is reincarnated into a world as a commoner with no books. She uses her knowledge on Earth to make money so she can have books. It teaches the military that while being great at what you do is awesome, it doesn't matter if the flight can't function when you're gone. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Just like anything here, or not anything, but just like a lot of life, you're gonna learn something about me right now. So I decided to not have kids. So my wife and I will not have kids. I don't think we intend to adopt either. I think we talked about that like a little bit, but for the most part, no, we're probably not going to adopt. But I also want to feel like I'm leaving something or that I'm making an impact. And that's partially why I do what I do. It's one thing to be like, hey, I got a good job doing this thing, working for this company, and I helped the company do this, right? And I got paid. That's cool. And from that, I'm able to go on trips and do things and enjoy life and find that fulfillment. Those are all great things. What I wanted to do, or I guess where I kind of like led myself was, I wanted to make something that has like this sort of immediate impact on people, you know, and that's what making videos and streams can let me do. And I can see the impact, even if monetarily it's not as fulfilling. I can, you know, meet people, or they'll meet me and be like, hey dude, love the videos, love the stuff, you helped me enjoy this game more, you brought me into it, you brought me back, and blah blah blah. And so I can tell myself, even now at this age, and I'm like only 21, I can tell myself that I made like, you know, this kind of small impact in someone else's life, and that feels cool. And that's me sharing. The Lord Walker show stuff starts on the 17th or is active. Should be with the patch. Should be with the patch. Just started leveling Earthen. Ooh. Love and Chunibyo. I've never heard of that. My wife and I have cats, and that's it. Oh, I want another dog someday. That's for sure. I want another puppy someday. It's a little fan servicey. I've tried to soften up with the fan servicey stuff. Like, sometimes that just gets like way too cringe, especially, you know, like when you couple that with like the harem sorts of things. I'm like, yeah, okay, dude. Like, okay, creator, you're horny. I get it. it's all good. But I tried to soften up to it. I feel like I'd be enjoying fewer things if I was like, oh my god, fan service, not that. I love getting random voices from players who've been down the dumps, but I cheered up because of my show and some of the so yeah, no, it's cool. I'm also 21 with 20 years of experience. Yeah, I'm going to be celebrating my 30s for like a long time. I enjoy watching the streams because your takes on different subjects allows me to see it differently when the criticism about WoW is loud in my head, so thank you. I have criticisms to give too. There are some things that I don't like, and I think they make boneheaded decisions sometimes, but I'm not going to be like, oh my god, they clearly don't know how to play their game. And, you know that sort of rhetoric gets old for me like really fast. You about to hit your 40s? Must be nice. Must be nice. That's the way to live, but the weight of what you're leaving behind or not grows over time. It's that fear. You know, it's the fear of like, did I make a difference? Did I do something? Is it work? You know, those are those are questions that a lot of people ask themselves towards the end. It's like, did I do something right? Like, over this past weekend, or past week, we were tearing down like these sheds, like these storage rooms that my dad had built years and years ago. They're falling apart, termites, infestations, blah blah blah. It's all breaking down, and I could feel from him, like, this certain pain, this certain regret, because it's like, oh, these things that I built, they're not lasting. And I can tell from him that he just was, he was very, very unhappy about what was going on. So I had to remind him, hey, dude, dad, like, we might be tearing this thing down, but you got me, you've got my sister, you have grandchildren. Even if some of these things might come down over time, you've left something. So I try to remind of stuff like that too. So he went that route. He wanted to go the route of like, hey, I want to build things that'll last too. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because he's an amateur at building stuff. But hey, you have kids, and we all have our health. We have a good head on our shoulders for the most part. I decided to not go that route. So there are other things I need to do. So I need to prepare to not have to not be able to have kids that I can like call on and be like, hey, come help me out with something. That's not going to happen. But I gotta, but I'm, doing things that are going towards answering that question of, did I leave something behind, or did I make an impact? And I'm still not there. I don't have the answer to that question, but I can at least say that I'm making those small differences now, and I can see them. Does your feedback actually matter if you have no real threats of quitting the game, though? I'm not quite sure I agree with the premise. I would say what's the phrase? You miss all the shots you don't make. You know what I mean? So if you don't say anything, definitely nothing's going to happen. If you threaten to quit and rage and blah 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 blah, that can add your weight to it, but it doesn't mean that not quitting or whatever means your feedback doesn't mean anything. Like, you can do both. You can still play part of the game that you like, bitch about the rest, and go on. What I try to reiterate, the things that I don't enjoy hearing from people is like just the very uncritical, like, trash talk, personal attacks, blah blah blah. Because to me that doesn't really translate into like feedback. It's them venting, and they're venting, but it's not something that I can really respond to or add fuel to. So I'm just like, okay. So I just kind of shut down whenever when I'm confronted with feedback like that. I'll just kind of like nod my head and try to read what it is what they're actually just talking about. So, okay, so I finished this. Can I just turn it in here? Because I don't think I saw a turn in here either. But I think I finished all these, right? So hell, where is that quest? I thought it was here. Revendreth. Yeah, so not that one. Okay, where was it? It was here. Oh, no, I turned it in. Heavy is the crown. Okay, cool. That's what I get for being on autopilot. Back in my day, we didn't have vendor mounts. We had to make money by turning linen into bandages and selling them back for double the silver. Oh. Would it make it more fun to level slower? Would it be more fun to level slower? I feel like that's one of those boxes that are that's hard to close. Because no matter what you do, no matter how fun it gets, it will be slower and people are going to be tilted over that. Until creators actually quit for a time, like Preach or Power or whatever, it's gameplay or philosophy that I don't think their feedback actually matters to players. Ultimately, like a lot of creators, whether it's me or them, it's this kind of like circular parroting off of feedback. So if I wanted to be that kind of creator, I could mostly look at what the trending feedback, what most people are saying on social media and other places, repeat that, whether I actually believe it or not, and I believe that they're all genuine when they do, but I could just kind of tap into that and help to enhance that feedback, so it makes it seem loud, so to make it even louder, you know, put a spotlight on it. And then that would increase my popularity, and then people would be like, oh man, look at this guy, he totally vibed with me, base takes, man. And run with it. I tend to not do that. It doesn't make me a better creator, or it definitely doesn't make me a more successful creator. But the whole circular part of it sort of means that when people do give their feedback, and creators do pick up on it, then it does feel like the feedback matters, because, you know, we're talking about points that a lot of other people are saying anyway. But as far as I know, Preach never quit. He just stopped covering it, but he was still playing. And he has a family, so just like anyone else, you know, you eventually play a little bit less. At least that's what we say. That's what, you know, when I was talking with him in conversation. So if he lied to my face, I wouldn't appreciate that. So how dead? No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so now this is where I should have popped cooldowns. And if I had like a DPS, hammer spec, whatever, yeah. Lost my dad to acute myeloid leukemia at 8 or 9 years ago. I do feel bad for not passing on the family name. Our name dies with me. So does mine. My dad was really upset. He was disappointed in me when I said, no, I don't want Dia to take my name. He's like, why not? And I didn't tell him. Like I said, I didn't want to. I wanted her to have her name, blah, blah, blah. And that's true, but also I just didn't like the way that, I didn't like how it sounded. So, yeah. And she never asked, I just told her. I'm like, yeah, I don't want you to have my name. It's not because I don't, it's just because it doesn't sound that good. Oh, I think I need to kill it. I need to kill this thing faster, right? Otherwise, the Among Us phase is going to start, and then a weird sleep thing is going to happen, if I recall. So I better hustle. Okay, I think I'm fine though. Yay! I think TD did that. I want to leave a world where I help build others up with humor and some cool videos and music videos that are really cool. Yeah, I think very few people, not everyone, but very few people want to be forgotten. Damn, 3 shields. Holy shit. People want to be remembered. You know? Some people want to make the history books. for having done a thing. They want to be a footnote somewhere in history. I don't know if I want to be that, but you know, I get it when people talk about these things that they want. Impact thing gets even more complicated with how external things affect it. It's an entire thing to have devoted your life to a concept and see it devalued. I think that kind of depends on how people or historians want to frame it. You know, did the discovery or the creation of a thing, was it like the thing that started off something even greater? You know, it's a burdensome thing. But maybe at the time, some people don't really think about that, and they just want to, you know, they do want to do something that's going to like make people better or make society better or whatever, but without the certainty of whether it's going to work out or not. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they fail at it. But the research that they do conduct, you know, if we're talking about research here, those things, that's research that someone else doesn't have to do. So then, you know, it can lead to like something else. And you know, so while their name might not be in the history books, sometimes people do make contributions. It's just not very direct, and it's thankless and all that. But sometimes history can be a little bit kinder over time. We're just not around for it. Unless, you know, there's an afterlife and like there's like people that are tuning in and be like, yep, I did that. That was me, baby. Give me my posthumous achievement. You think it would ever be nice if mobs in retail hit harder and took a bit more to take down? Like I said, I think that's a box that's hard to close. If you're comparing classic and today's game, the biggest difference is the toolkit. And how do you quote fix that? Because it wouldn't feel good, I'll tell you that. Like when we have as complete of a toolkit as we have now, how do you make things harder? You got to make things deadlier. They need to have like all these skill shots and blah blah blah. That's what would make it harder, while we still have like these very complete toolkits. Back in the day, you just didn't have a lot of that. Straight up, you just didn't have enough mana, or you didn't have the abilities. You didn't have any heals. You just had bandages and stuff. You know, we can't replicate that necessarily. Best thing to do is, as I said, you know, scale things, make it harder. But I think historically that has not worked out so great. I took her last name, but she didn't like her maiden name. Her dad is crazy and she doesn't care for him. Right on. Every time I do a raid or transmog, I see drops like that. 3 shields. Imagine what an old raiding group would have felt getting one of those goofy ass pissed. Legion remixes Diablo style open world hard mode is probably going to be an experiment with harder hitting open world mobs. It sounds fascinating, but I can probably accurately predict what's going to happen, or at least one of the major things they need to overcome. It's that hard mode outdoor content is the tanks world. Straight up. That's where tanks play. And no one else. I guess so. One question that I would have about this whole Shattered Timeline thing, is everyone still phased together? You know, like, is it going to be separate layers, like, you know, easy, medium, hard, and we're all separate from each other? Or is it going to be something like we're all on the same plane of existence, but like one person has the easy debuff, one person has the medium debuff, and then someone has the hard debuff, and so they all see the same mob, but the mob treats them differently. That would be kind of dull, honestly, because the numbers would just be different. Mechanically, things would be the same. So should the difference be the numbers, or should the difference be mechanics? Should it be like, oh, okay, this skeleton dude, he just, on easy mode, he just swings the sword, right? But then on medium and hard mode, then like he doesn't just swing his sword, but he also does a jumping attack or something like that. Should that be the difference? Because if that's the difference, then you definitely would need to phase separate players. Or it would be like, instead of one skeleton, it's like 5, depending on how hard it is. But again, you would need to end up separating players, and I don't know if that'd be a good idea. Not. One of the reasons I stick with retail is because I like seeing how the game evolves. It's harder for me to go back to closet because it's missing a handful of creature comforts from retail. Thing is, at level 3, you take 4 to 6 casts of Frostbolt to kill something that max. It shouldn't take roughly the same amount of button presses, just with just more variety. I think it's just that at a certain point, gamers like to feel like they eventually graduate from something, right? Eventually they want things to be trivial. Now, I think it's a good critique to say that even before you outgear world content, it's still pretty easy. But that's me talking as a tank again. And I went the wrong way. God damn it. Every time, dude. Every time I get... It's like Orbos. Jesus, man. I really hope we can level for Legion Remix. Oh, I have full confidence in that. There's not a doubt in my mind. I mean, we pretty much have to level in Legion Remix, right? Just like how we had to make new characters for the Mop Remix. So more toolkit and less button presses. I think I kind of get the feeling that you're trying to capture, Oinky, is that you want to at least use the new buttons that you're getting and get a fulfilling thing out of it. I think there just needs to be like some elements in outdoor content that feel tougher. And like currently we have like those elite areas that maybe just aren't really doing it. Yeah. So like I said, like I don't know if elites, seeing the elites are doing it. But how do you do it with like, say, like rare mobs or something? Or named mobs? Do you think some of the recolor artifact weapons and the ones they didn't use in Legion they'll bring back in the Legion Remix Mage Tower? I'm curious if they're going to bother with the Mage Tower. Because think of it like this. Like, think of the Mop Remix and how we eventually reached escape velocity, right? And how you're just unkillable. How do you do that with the Mage Tower? Like, there'd just be no challenge to it. So I think I'd rather have those appearances just appear elsewhere. Just have some other achievements that are attached to it. I don't think the Mage Tower is it would just be like a quick one-shot of stuff. And the healing mage tower would be kind of weird, right? Way back in the day, Stitches would stomp down the road towards Darkshire. It was like a horror movie or something. People would just call him out and everything in the zone would just stop. Oh, you definitely can't do that now. Even if we talk about like all these different things and like, oh, let's make him hit harder. Let's reduce our toolkits. Let's make it slower, blah, blah, blah. What's going to fuck it up? Flying. Flying would just trivialize the shit out of it. I think quests like Kill AD should conclude with a much stronger mini boss. Can everyone see that though? Because like imagine Oinky like the Starvin expansion. Everyone gets started, and like 10 people happen to be on that quest to kill 8 dudes, and so all 10 people, they mob the 8 dudes. Let's just have the hyper spawns, right? 8 dudes are killed, and then the big dude comes up. Then it's just 10 people against 1. And that one mob would just get destroyed, annihilated. Even if it were to like scale up with the number of people attacking it, it just gets murder faced. So I think that would the extra mob thing would really accomplish anything, unfortunately. So what do you do about that? Maybe one thing you can do is reintroduce mob tagging, so that way only a couple of people can. Oh shit. No, everything's fine. Okay. Maybe we should reintroduce mob tagging, so that only one person can kill this thing at a time. That would kind of suck though. And even then, like, people would just zerg the crap out of it so they can like kill that mob fast and. Oh, that's the. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. Nah. Hole in one. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. They can make it like the mage tower now, just have it scale with your gear. If they do the same kinds of powers to collector like they did for the remix, then nothing would matter, because you just wouldn't die. You would just need to get one shot, and that doesn't feel fun at all. No, I remembered, but I was just like, oh, I'm in the wrong spot. I should have just been this spot right here. Here, let me, because I moved them, and that messed me up. So I'm just gonna be here, and now I'm fine. Because I'll get knocked back there, the pillar will pop up right there, and we're all good. Oh yeah, this is what kind of messed me up, because I got sucked in a little bit. Still fine. Just to make mobs that require tactics to be beat, he doesn't have to hit super hard and just have phases to go through that require actual mechanics. But people will zerg him. And so it won't. I don't think that'll really do much. I mean, we already have. Oh, I thought the pillars came up. I guess it's. Oh, that's right. It was Raid Finder where it automatically pops up. Okay, my bad. So I still have to like jump into the thing. Cool. Mini boss can make totems to make them take reduced damage and just small interactions. Encourage target swaps. So this is just for one quest. There's a lot of quests in World of Warcraft. Did I just walk to it? No, I just blasted through. I just need to remember what to do. Kind of sucks because for someone who doesn't know this fight or who's not familiar with the original mechanics of this fight, they'll have, I don't know how they'll figure it out. Okay, now I just need to get dropped in here. Three, two, one. Whee! Oh shit. Okay, that was good. I should have used DPS stuff. I'd be going so much faster than this. Oh man. I think I'm done with the MCs, right? Yeah, I'm done with the MCs. Because now he's doing like that other shit. Okay, so I'm fine. Do you have to manually walk to the entrance? Yes. Yes, you do. I wasn't ready during this expansion, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I just gave up when he threw me in a hole. Yeah, I think if you went at this as a decent DPS, then you'd be fine. So I haven't done any leveling. Like all the leveling that I've been doing in War Within has been like during events, cheesy events, and I would just do like time walking, and I would just blast through really fast. So I really don't know what it's like leveling outdoors anymore on a bona fide low geared character using gear from drops. I don't know what it's like. So I wonder, like, how hard do mobs hit? What I get? I got two things. I got mail stuff and Leggards of the Ultimate Threat. Oh, that sounds cool. There it is. Oh, plate. Yeah, I got plate stuff. I can't tell what it is. Leggards of the Old. Oh, okay. Death Knight stuff. Got it. Peace out, buddy. Okay. Actually, let me turn in this Animus stuff. Is there an easy way out? No fanfare, huh? No Jaina, no Sylvanas, or... Oh, I can walk out through that though. There we go. Thank you, Andy. There's a guy on YouTube leveled multiple different characters from level 10 through 71 in each expansion just to show how good and how bad it is. Fun. Whoa. That feels grueling. Leveling. Whoa. Where's the cinematic? DBM skipped it. What's that? Rare up? Nope. No rare. No rare, no fun. Some stuff is generally impossible. There's a bug in the goblin leveling on that is not possible to solo because the scaling broke the fish mob you have to kill for a quest and it stomps you. Nice. That sounds all funny.
Speak plainly, or queen and grow.
Okay, I have these soul things I need to turn in. Let me finally get around to turning these in. I enjoy watching because everyone has assumptions, but see why some are better than others or worse than others is nice. So why did we not take the soul robot tech from this expansion again? The soul robot tech? You mean the Pokepoke dude? Oh wait, no, not this way. I'm going to Ardenweald. Hatch level priest to get my Y past it and still kill me during the quest. Yeah, I know. I haven't done the Goblin starting area in like forever. I would just end up going, yeah, the few times where I do anything like that, I would just go to Exile's Reach. That going there just feels way better. I think we need something else. I think we need a new kind of an updated Exile's Reach. They need to redo the propaganda. Because when they did that before Shadowlands launched, it was really heavy on the faction propaganda. Let's make people feel good about the faction they chose before we just shit all over it. Protect to bind souls to robots in a meaningful way, like they do in this expansion, instead of binding souls like fuel or fell bindings. Ah, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's like a taboo. Because, I mean, using souls like fuel, that's kind of like fucked up, right? Alright. Ooh, my feet. Alright, let's double check. It's past 11. No news. No news. Okay, I'm trying to rehearse what I'm going to say about Dastardly Duos. The things that I don't like about it. It feels like it's just better as group content in a social structure. And I DC'd. Yeah. I got Bronzened. I don't like how the solo ability of it's barely functional. Like it's functional, but it clearly wasn't designed great for solo. Using our like light batteries was too, so is making Death Knights the ethical Death Knight alternatives for Willing Souls was just right there. Yeah, but then we kind of got rid of the whole Naru battery like by the end of one expansion, so it was kind of like lesson learned. I don't like the quests that are one per. Yeah, that was that I think was a comprehension thing. I didn't know. I thought it was going to be like a oh, I just get on whatever character. So now I've learned. Okay, so I don't need to. I can't turn those other quests in, so I'll just guess I'll get around to it when I get around to it. In the meantime, I guess I'm going to. Really? So I didn't even do this on Mythic. Oh no, I think I could just go. I think I could go right upstairs now. I hope, because that'll suck otherwise. I saw your inscription guide from many months ago. So how to make money from an inscription. I am working on a very general guide on professions, on like how to make money with professions these days. And the two ways, actually, I guess in inscriptions there's only one way. What you want to focus on is not Darkmoon cards, because I think that kind of I think the ship has long sailed for that one. I would focus on doing consumable items such as Vantis runes and missives and whatnot, and then use your concentration to make those at like the best rank, because that's all really people care about. And so every couple of days, just blow your concentration, make those items, and sell them on the auction house for some quick flips. So you can use like low level materials, like rank 2 materials. Those are very, very cheap these days. Use those to convert items into like rank 3s of, you know, whatever you want. I don't know which is the best one. That would be the way to go. Darkmoon cards? Nah, not really. Unfortunately. The sigil style for a decent amount there, just not the trinkets. Yeah, not the trinkets. But then you need to. That's kind of a process, though, Goose. Like I'd say, like in terms of like the easy accessibility, going for like the cheap mats and just turning those into Vantis runes or missives. That's the easier way to go. Fewer steps in the process. And being able to efficiently farm for Darkmoon cards yourself, that takes a while, right? I saw Mythic, and I think I should be able to go upstairs, because I think the fact that I have the upstairs quest means I finished the downstairs quest, right? So I should be able to see... Fuck. Oh, no, there you are. Yeah, hook me up. Hook me up. Woohoo! Goodbye, Hellfire Assault. Some markets are dead. Using craft sim and auctioneer or TSM to feed their prices is a way to look at non-commissioned crafts.
This entire citadel seethes with Gul'dan's corruption. A second portal is nearby. Keep his demons at bay.
Have to wonder how to prepare for player housing items showing up in your professions and what items we should be focusing on selling. I would look at raw materials first. You know, check out raw mats first. Hoard them, save them, throw them on a character, or leave them there. As for professions, I would say the two things would be try to get your profession levels maxed out. Do that. Get as many reputations maxed out in the hopes that by the time player housing is a thing, that another round of account-wide reps, warband rep credit is shared. So that way, if there are like certain recipes or decor that's attached to your reputation, you at least have one rep that's maxed out. And if there are recipes that are related to it, at least having the warbound reps means you don't have to like farm up the rep on like your cook or your blacksmith or whatever. So who I need to defeat? Manaroth. Damn it. Gotta get them all. Gotta get them all. It'd be nice to know what items drop from classic raids and which ones require exalted in classic raids, so I don't have to guess. Well, the thing is, like, we're not even going to see everything at once. So what we see in the first round might have a certain requirement. What we see in the second round might drop from the same kind of area, but will have different requirements altogether. And that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't want to feel like I gotta. Personally, I'm not going to like try to race and be like, oh, let me farm up everything, grab everything that I can, blah blah blah. There's gonna be a certain, there's gonna be a money market for it. That's for sure. Um, I think the better play right now would just be like hoard stuff and cross your fingers. I was really hoping we get full Warbound reps before the end of the expansion, but it doesn't seem like we're making that deadline. Yeah, eventually, but not sure. Because that'll definitely affect our player behavior if there's going to be certain things that are behind. If there are profession recipes for housing that are behind rep, that's where it's really going to matter, right? That's where it's going to feel critical. It's going to be like, whoa, whoa, okay, so okay, there's a consequence to this. Now I'm going to do this and this and this. Now I want to firm up the rep on my individual alt or whatnot. But if there aren't recipes that are linked to reputation, then it's fine. It's not going to make any difference. Like, as long as we have like one person that has access to it, then it's like, okay. Then it might be a nuisance to have to get onto the character that is exalted so they can get like whatever housing items that are purchasable with that rep. So to that, I would just say keep use a website tracker or whatever to look at which tune has what rep. But that's just research, you know. Why not stuff for inscription? Because someone reset the document trinket market, which killed the embellishment market. But used to make the rank 3 ascension or symbiosis embellishments for the best profits. That was the best one, yeah. If they do that with housing reps, I hope they slow roll them behind said reps being Warbound. It depends on the approach they decide to take, like I said. This way, right? Yeah, and then there's Iskar. Hello! You think I know I've won!
The portal is nearly complete. The next seal has been removed.
My hopes are that things like weapon mounts are things that are crafted. Because that sounds like one of those... So think of this. How many of a thing do you need for your house? How many chairs does a person really need? How many carpets, flowers, lampshades, boxes, whatever? You know, the answer to that is usually just yes. But there aren't a whole lot of like, you know, I need tons and tons of these. I think one of the few would be if there is an item that lets you, well, okay, we've seen one kind of weapon rack so far. And now we're going to see kind of interesting things. It's like, if there are multiple styles of weapon racks, that's definitely going to, that's going to be interesting. Because some people will be like, okay, I'm cool with this weapon rack, whatever. Some people are like, no, I want the really straight and level looking one, or I want the one that's like low profile, or if there are multiple kinds, that is. And so you're going to find like, okay, who has like the best one, and people are going to focus on like that one because that's the one that aesthetically fits the best, or this one feels like it's like invisible, so I want it to like float pretty much, because some people will want to do that too. Wall textures and lights are going to be super inflated quantities. I think lights will, or like windows. I think people are probably going to use windows as like light sources and stuff. So people are going to definitely pick up multiples of those. For those who shape rooms to have like facades, and if they want to simulate outdoor lighting or something like that. And then dyes, yeah. Now there's going to be kind of a difference there too, because some people are going to be like, okay, I am going to take this chair and I will dye it blue. But then they change their mind. So, oh shit. you clut soul. You fucking suck. Anyway. You have a chair. You want to paint it blue. Cool. What is going to be the price difference between dyeing that chair blue versus actually no, let me rephrase. Let's say you have like a bunch of chairs and you want to paint them different colors. You want to like have some variety, right? How much does it cost to dye a new re-dye furniture, as opposed to just getting a new piece of furniture and then dyeing that? So that way you have like more variety. You know, what are people going to do about that? So there's going to be like unique player behaviors. These are small things, right? But there's going to be some new and unique behaviors that people will explore for the first time. And that might be kind of cool. So can I go this way? Yeah, because oh no, that door doesn't even open. So I gotta go this way. I killed Zuharak, and then this guy, and then I go somewhere. So I need to go there. That's where Manoroth is. Okay. Blue or premium blue? That's going to be a good question too. Like some folks had asked, Hazel, what are they going to do? How are they going to implement housing on the shop? And to that, I can mostly answer. I could give the most likely answer to that question. Things that you can buy from the shop are either going to be very unique, as in you only get one that you can place ever, no matter what. So it's not going to be like, oh, I want this premium chair. Yeah, I doubt we're going to see that. If we do, though, let's say there is a set of chairs. You might get like 8 chairs. Like you'll buy like a whole set, but it's only going to be 8, and like that's all you can get. So you can't buy any more than that. I doubt they're going to go the route of, oh, you can place it unlimited times, because then you'll have literally unlimited chairs, and then you can just have, you walk into your house and it's made out of chairs, and that would be kind of weird. That wouldn't really make sense. So I'm thinking it's either going to be like unique, or you just automatically purchase a quantity of that sort of thing. As for dyes, though, I can see that being like a permanent thing. You know, you have unlimited amounts of those, because that's very much a different kind of consumable. So. I have a feeling that dyes are going to be pretty low priority for me, though. Like, dyes are going to be something that I'll care about way later. Like, as soon as I have a lot of stuff. And or not just have a lot of stuff, but I have a lot of stuff that I've already placed. So I think it's going to be a little bit deceptive, like being like, okay, I'm going to race to buy a whole bunch of dye. Because I think people have no idea how much they're going to consume dye at all. So I have a feeling that there might be like an initial rush, as there usually is, but the price of dye is going to just crash super hard, because no one's going to like have a need for it yet. And there's no, and because this is a cosmetic thing, it's like, when do you need it? I don't know. But when you do, it's going to be there. But it might be super, super cheap. Thank you, Dix. That kind of redeye versus remake behavior has to be controlled a bit though, or you would end up with insane house inventories. 50 of one share in 20 different colors would grow the total exponentially. Right now, that's the intent. Right now, that's the intent. I remember I asked, like, basically that, you know, if I dye one chair this and then re-dye it another, like, how's that going to look? And they just said, basically, you select a chair, and then all the permutations of that chair will show up as kind of like a sub-menu. So you can access all those things. So if you had like, it would be kind of crazy because we've seen a lot of different colors that can be used. So you can possibly have all these different permutations of chairs. But that's how it looks so far. We'll see if that makes it live. Because as far as it looked to them, it's unlimited inventory. Like, your house chest does not get full. Whether dyed messes with that, we'll see. Alright, since I'm here, we're gonna take on what's-his-face. And Rantargus, thank you. Thank you very much for the sub. That will be super useful for those that decorate for individual holidays. Oh, that would be a good point. That would be a good point. But it's not like you'll be able, at least from what I mess around with during testing, you won't be able to dye every single channel of a particular item. So like, for example, a bed, there's going to be certain components of the bed that can't be changed, or at least I noticed that there were certain parts that can't be changed. Maybe that'll be different. Maybe I can make an almost solid horde red looking bed from the wooden parts to the metal parts to the sheets and all that stuff. But I did notice limitations during the demo. Pokemon. Bam! Right through the chest. Alright, 15 minutes. Oh! Okay, that's... Whoa! Whoa! Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, what other skip things have I not done? I think there was Nighthold? Or did I finish that? Nathria, Hellfire Setter was just here. I think that's... You know, I'll just go there. We're going to Nighthold. No Dune Awakening today? No. I didn't apply for like a... I actually know nothing about it, to be honest. I know nothing about it. I saw some screenshots and the guild was talking about it for a minute, but I wasn't really paying attention. So, what kind of game is it? RTS? No, it's not an RTS. It looked like an open world kind of thing. Survival MMO? Okay. I gotta ask the important questions. Do you need to defend your home? Like, can your home be attacked by NPCs or players?
Suramar's citizens must be told of the arrival of the Horde. Post bulletins throughout the city. Let the aggressors...
Other questions would be, are there turrets? Can I get turrets in my base? And then finally, is there any form of like automation? Can I like assign like little robots to like do shit for me. Like those are very important. Sanko. Otherwise, it totally fell off the radar for me. I think I remember seeing a trailer like a year or so ago. There's base building and PvP resource contested area. Okay, let's look at this. Doom Awakening. 50 bucks. Oh, and early access began today. Okay. Okay, so concept. Okay. Ooh, these are big things. Like, I can build all that shit? Oh shit. First person, no, third person kind of thing. I can fly a thing. I get vehicles. I explore stuff. I got weapons with cooldown thingamajiggers. I think that's a turret. Lava dude, flying stuff, bases. Oh, this is like you make big structures, or they look big, but they also look small. And that thing is okay. I don't know. I think it's repairing something, maybe. Yeah, I'm looking for turrets. No signs of turrets. Okay. Like, I want to see like a sandworm coming my way, and then my base just like fires off like a whole bunch of like shit to try to fend it off or something. How about you? It looks like a standard Unity package. That's funny. Okay, that is that is a dungeon. I'm going this way. Yeah. Yeah, World is still the game that really scratches my itch for that sort of feel. Because, I mean, okay, I'm not even looking for a base builder. I'm looking for a colony simulator. Okay, so is there anything that I need to do here? So there's no quest there. I'm on Mythic right now. So I think I'm good. Finally. And there is one mount that I am kind of interested in getting. I kind of want the red toilet seat mount. I remember playing OG Doom and Doom 2 when they were RT. Oh yeah, I played the shit out of Doom 2, man. Doom 2 was the game that really wanted me to get into like PC gaming. Because I mean, it was one of the first that really like got into it. That was fun. I played the crap out of that game. It was all about the Harkonnen. No, actually, I pronounced it Harkonnen. I'm just gonna pronounce it that way because that's how I said it as I was a kid, and no one corrected me. So Harkonnen is that's it. But they were cool because they had the big old Devastator tanks, and everyone else is a bitch. Atreides sucked because I forgot what they had. I think they had like sonic tanks or something like that. Or I know they had the little flying things, and those were dumb. I'm like, those are stupid. I have a bunch of missile turrets. Shoot them all down. And then the Ordos had... I know they had bikes or something like that. They had bikes and like something else. I think they had saboteurs too. With Harkonnen, they had nukes. Thank you, Pixel. Yeah, they had... well, no, did everyone have nukes? No, Harkonnen hadn't had nukes. But then also the big burly tanks. They also had like the jets. They look like little fucking birds, man. Was that like 92? Yeah, 92. Something like that. Oh, that's a long time ago, man. Yeah, what else did the Ordos have? You put on your Sega? Alright, I think we're good. We're good. Let's go, lady. Yeah, if it wasn't $50, you know. Too bad I didn't pay attention to it. I would have at least tried to get a streamer a copy or whatever. As long as it was like, as long as it feels more like a third-person thing and not like a super hardcore RTS like that, those are just terrible. Fun fact about the boss is that they've been in the middle. Oh yeah, I kind of remember that. I think I remember a Demon Hunter jumping in there and just getting killed. It was great. Put it on PC with floppy disk that required an answer to a question that can only be found in the instruction guide. Okay, I don't remember that. Actually, no. A friend of mine, they just made a copy of it. So they copied it onto like 30 discs or something like that. And then I just copied like the whole thing. No one, I don't even know if there was like an installer necessarily, but yeah, I just kept copying the files. There was a lot of discs, that's for sure. Old Jan was, hey, whatever it took. You need a retro tactical RPG segment like Shining Force 2. I still haven't been able to find... I mean, now that my parents are gone and the house is in better shape, I'm kind of in a better position to add a day to streams. So I can potentially add like Mondays. But I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Mostly because my parents just left, so. Like if I could manage to do like an indie day, one day a week, that'd be kind of cool. Be careful by saying my parents gone, people interpret that incorrectly. Oh. Yeah, that took me a second. Did I get anything cool? I did. Don't look like it, right? No toilet seat. All right, so yeah, so in terms of unlocks, I just have Hellfire stuff, and then turn in other things. So now, did I do the other ones? I wonder if I did. God, what other skips were there? There was Emerald Nightmare, which I think I probably did. Tomb of Sargeras, that one I know I did because I farmed that shit a lot. These other ones just weren't as cool. Was there any others? Oh well. 3 minutes. Oh, no time. Okay, I'll do this assault off stream because I definitely want to try and. There's still like one shield that I can get from the Legion invasions, which is fantastic. Oh, I know what I can do in the next minute. Let me see if there are any dailies with the centaur people. Yeah. Early antipirating might be confusing Dune with Day of the. I think I remember something. Some story was behind Day of the Tentacle. They did like some weird sort of thing. And I think the same thing for Earthbound, if I recall. Boop. Okay. Come on, shield. Bludgeoning thing. Nope.
Now it will be quiet again.
Nope.
Blessings to you. Be respectful.
Nope. And nope. Darn. So if I do this quest, you know what? Let's do this one really quick. I want to see if this like gets me just that particular weapon, or is it like, do I get all possible combinations of it? I totally doubt it, but I might as well give it a shot. Because that's only a like a repeatable quest, not a one-timer. Because those one-timers, those are meant to give you like all the possible appearances. Okay, I remember which this one is now. And I loot a Howling Heart. It gives you a token to buy one item, and then the rest you have to buy with dragon resources? I don't remember that at all. Yeah. Where's the... Is there a main dude somewhere in here? Come on, stuff. Howling Hearts. No. You're gonna be becoming someone else? Maybe. I don't recall that. Oh, by the way, Goose, do you have that coffee? I want to try out that stuff because I have my PO box set up now. And as you might recall, I love me some coffee. There's some dudes. One dude. Frothy monkey. Okay, I do have one question. Is there dairy in there? Or is it just coffee? Why are people these days quiet and nobody types on global or guild or even parties? I still have a few minutes. I'll pull. Let's pull the chat. How come you guys don't talk? I mean, I know sometimes, a lot of the times I'm on, but I'm doing other things. So I'm actually just AFK. So. There's no dairy in the coffee, it's just beans. All right. Whole bean or not? Because I need a grinder. I have no grinder currently. Yeah, DM me on Discord, and then I'll shoot you the PO box address. I don't want to make it public. I don't want randos sending me weird shit. If it's a preview with my guild or party members, I just use Discord. If I'm open world, honestly, there's no reason to talk in general chat or anything else. Yeah, like I don't just get on trade chat and just start talking. Like, I'm not all that interested in conversing. Most people on trade chat, they tend to be trolls anyway. So I tend to not pay too much attention to them. As for guild, I think whoever is asking that question already knows the answer. And why am I in combat? But yeah, people who wonder about why their guild isn't talking should already have an idea. It takes a while to be, like, social in those kinds of spaces, too. Sometimes it takes a good long while to warm up to people. And a lot of the time, you know, especially with a lot of players being older, like, they're on, but they're not, like, super locked in either. Like, they're just trying to get, like, a couple things in while they're doing stuff for their family, or they're working, you know, because they're working from home. Like, there's numerous reasons. Best class for Worgen? Warlock. Why? I'm not sure. But I just made a decision. That's all. Okay, so what do I get for turning this guy in? I get... yeah, just the one item. Okay. Boo. So I just get the one appearance that is assigned to that particular quest. The hope now is to just kind of check in on this, like, when's the next one? The next one is tomorrow-ish. Tomorrow night. Late tomorrow. Most of the time the conversations are either a lot of random or not, something I'm familiar with. I'm most active in the guide channel when someone asks a question. Oh, I can tell them to grind it for me? Oh, that's very convenient. A lot of lack of talking is people either doing other things at the same time or already being in a voice chat. I know some people that they like logging in even though they don't. Some people, it's like back in the day. Some people they'll log in, they use WoW like it's their chat, right? Like that, like WoW is their social media. Nowadays we have social media. That takes up a lot of the oxygen. Hit me up on Bluesky and direct message. Okay, yeah, I'll find you there. Just some like a Baron noble with top hat and monocle. Yeah, a lot of time I'm playing and I'm, doing other stuff. I mean, dude, I got 3 screens. I'm doing stuff. I'm looking at foldable treadmills and prepping guides and things like that. So anyway, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna try to prep for Saturday's script today, where I'm going to talk mostly about Dastardly Duos and how that's doing, and then just kind of like the general patch flow and what people are looking for these days and what might have been missed with this particular patch. And off I go. So I wish y'all well. May your loots be merry. And I'll see y'all for the next thing. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay brazy.